Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the EU play-ins. I am Hinderman, alongside me is Kret today, and we're going into the game of Agilitas versus Exposed Secrets. And both these teams have experience overall in the SWC, you know, during the 10 weeks. And on paper, they both have a lot of talent here, Kret.
Yeah, they definitely do have a lot of talent, and I think they're honestly fairly similar teams in that they're full of good players from the first roll to the last, and at the same time, we're not seeing perhaps the performance that we want, but I can't wait to see what Walk It Off is going to be able to do having Pain to Viandi on their roster in the future. Same with Agilitas having Suntouch is now a member of Agilitas.
Yeah, I
in some
did
form.
hear he is there as a substitute at the moment. Pain Divion not going to be able to play in this because he has been roster locked with 500 men over in North America. But right now, anyway, we're going to see Amdeza still doing his usual support role for the timing for Exposed Secrets before he comes in. And I expect to see him shine like he's never shone before during this tournament, Crap, because, you know, if he's going to get replaced, what better way to, you know, show your ability to another team going forward? Or, you know, whether you want to stay on coach and say, hey, I'm still a good support.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely happen sticking around or moving on. Either way, though, we've got a bunch of picks coming out. Well, we've got one pick and a bunch of bans. Thor, Loki, Habla, and Osiris all taken away. That leaves an Aphrodite first pick for Agilitas.
A lot of focus on the jungle from Agilitas here with the Thor and Loki bans away there. I mean, Loki can be considered the solo lane, but can also jungle as well, as we all know, guys. But Aphrodite being locked in, that still leaves Ram on the table, which I'm still surprised at. I still think you should prioritize Ram over Aphrodite. Just because of how strong he really is in lane. He doesn't cost any mana, and you can like really switch up your sort of support role, give them blue buff and things like that. But we're going to see Zhong Kui locked in once again, and Ram has been picked up by Exposed Secrets.
Yeah, Rom going to be going to the carry from Exposed Secrets. Zhang Kui, we've seen him before, and you know, in North America, Zhang Kui is a little bit too hard to pick this early on, but does Agilitas really have Nemesis in their god pool? It looks like they're going to go for Athena and Apollo, so very strong support and another very strong hunter, bringing something different to the table. Athena. And with that special ops skin, he's going to be looking very good in this coming match.
Yeah, Athena being picked up, and now we're going to see back to Exposed Secrets. What's their choice going to be? Now with Athena taken away, it looks like their decision's going to be Geb, and we go straight into the counter ban phase now for Exposed Secrets with the first one. I'm guessing they may focus a jungler or a mid laner here. Well, obviously, because it's the only two available, so...
Yeah, and, you know, I honestly don't want to see a jungle ban come out here. It's going to be the mid lane ban, and the reason they don't want a jungle ban is they're the first pick. It should be their jungler, and since both teams have been banning out junglers, another jungle ban coming out from Agilitas here. Exposed Secrets have limited options. Agilitas clearly has a pocket pick for Zindarin that they don't think Exposed Secrets is going to ban or play, and that's a Sobek.
That's a
Probably
solo
back, yeah.
That's a solo back. I don't expect to see Geb in the jungle or in the solo lane, so I expect that's going to be a solo back from Zalia coming out. I'm surprised. I mean, Vamana's available. We all know how good he is on Vamana. And Vamana doesn't have the worst matchup against Aphrodite, let's be honest. However, he's going to go with solo back with that healing reduction he's going to get as well. It could work out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could. I'm sure Zalia is planning on running this matchup specifically, but Serket Hover coming out from Agilitas, could this be the first Serket play? It is available. It has not been banned, because how do you scout the Serket?
This is genius. This is... Oh, wow. So Serket's going to get locked in.
That's genius, too.
Serket's going to get locked in, and in response, Exposed Secrets pull out Thanatos as well. Wow.
Two very high damage assassins. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Who is familiar with this matchup? Who's familiar with Serket versus Thanatos? Even in casuals, you don't see Thanatos that often.
You don't see Serket that often either, let's be honest. Even in your casuals, you don't see it played that much. But one thing to note, Agilitas came into this, they knew what they were doing. They banned out 3 potential junglers and went, we're going Serket, we're going Serket, we're going Serket. And now Exposed Secrets are going to have to deal with this one. And I hope they've played against it a little bit so they understand how much control she can really bring and the amount of high damage she's got as well during the early stages.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, sometimes you do have a problem in the competitive scene with players who only play ranked, and they honestly might not know really what Circuit does.
That's right.
Maybe not the limitations, but I'm really talking more of like they might not really understand the madness effect on R2, not really be familiar with that projectile, so know the cues or such. This could be a very, very powerful pick coming out from Agilitas. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. And in just a few minutes, guys, we're going to head in this game, and we're going to see if Zindern on Circuit can make it all happen.
EU. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've already had the appetizer that was Heroes and Zeros versus Walk It Off, but now we're on to the main course. Agilitas versus Exposed Secrets. I'm alongside Kret, and we've got a Solo Beck, a Thanatos, a Circuit, and a Taraxia on Apollo taking heavy hammer, Kret.
Yeah, you gotta think that this is some kind of attempt to get an early kill, but Exposed Secrets roaming as 5 with their Sobek. They've got a pretty good shot of getting a kill if they actually land any charge praise, but they will not find Agilitas, who are literally sitting under their towers at level 1 just in case they get caught. Don't want that fight, not even close, and in the end it's going to be Exposed Secrets just heading back to their normal locations, getting ready for this, but they didn't really get, you know, the wards that they might have wanted to put down Exposed Secrets, so they're going to be kind of rushing those out in the later stages of the pre-game.
But very, very early defensive position from Agilitas right at the start. I think they realized the level 1 was very dangerous from Exposed Secrets, so played it very safe. Everyone's in standard starts. Now, the one thing, I mean, there's so many things to talk about in these matches, Kret, and then just to rub it in, Atraxia and Apollo has to take heavy hammer just to throw us off even more, you know? A heavy hammer start. He looks like he's going all in. We were discussing this during the break. If he's taking heavy hammer, it looks like he's going for a very, very aggressive start and looking to box and try and get an early kill.
Yeah, now another way to look at it, though, is a super starting item, right? Your normal starting item costs 800 gold. This is 1100, and it gives double the health, 3 more...
Oh, right-hand side, early first blood coming out from Frosty. I'm going to find Zindern. The early invade, and Circuit goes down already at the start of this game, and that was a great rotation in from the damage dealers that is Sobek and Thanatos.
Yeah, and now with a level 3 Thanatos on Frostiak, he's just going to look to pressure everything. And, you know, for her competitive debut, this could be very bad news for Circuit. But honestly, it could happen to any jungler. Thanatos Sobek invade is unreal.
I mean, at the same time, you know you're against Thanatos, you have to play it very, very safe early on. Because Thanatos, you don't want to get him snowballing. Look at him now, going to invade the back Harpies right now. He's got the ability to do so. Meanwhile, left-hand side, because he early was being put down by Agilitas over on that side. They're checking their own exits right now. As Thanatos rotates mid lane, soak up a bit of experience. Circuit going to rotate back to a jungle down at level 2. Find out that those back Harpies are gone. Frosty at level 4. He's looking for more. It looks like they're going to go for a speed invade or a gank left-hand lane.
Yeah, Frostiak has a very short window just to make everything happen. And right now, he's going to look to take over the entire game. There are 4 members from each team on the left-hand side of the map. But with Frostiak so strong right now, it is a distinct advantage for Exposed Secrets as long as they play it right. Kanye Life is going to dash in. Frostiak can take a lot of damage, but the madness is going to put him in a bad direction. And now it's going to be slow coming out from Shadow Nightmare. Immediately pops.
Prime's in trouble.
Prime is low. Can he get the death sight? Doesn't find the hit. And now Ataraxia's in the mix. That heavy hammer could do exactly what it's supposed to right here, but he could also get turned on. Let's see what happens to New Man.
It's still going on. Kanye Life gets knocked up. He gets a 3-man taunt. No, whatever they got the damage to bring down. Deathbane connects. Frostiak fans the side from the backside. Now he's 5. He's going to the skies. Hovering death. Who's he going to find? And he's going to find a Taraxia. Even with that heavy hammer, he's going to get brought down by Rom. 3 quick kills now to Expose Secrets, and that all started from the level 1 play because Frostiak then hit 5 after the kill, went to the Sky Cret, and now he's going to get a speed buff as well. Zindern, level 2.
You know, there's this old saying of don't... Oh, and also a solo kill coming out from Solobeck in the solo lane. Confrey only level 4, Solobeck able to land a pull into creeps, and with the Sickening Strike, Tail Whip, and his ultimate, able to find that kill. Honestly, relatively easily after you land that pull, is Aphrodite just doesn't have a way to stay alive there. But, you know, you remember the old saying, don't fight the bug? You also don't fight the Hand of Death. You just don't fight Thanatos before 6 minutes, because it's going to end terribly for you and your entire team. Sitting 4-0, Exposed Secrets is up 3,000 experience,
Kanye.
which is crucial right now, and Kanye is about to be in a lot of trouble. He will be able to get out.
Dashes away. Left-hand caps do go over to Exposed Secrets. Right ones don't go to Agilitas. Frostek wanting to find more blood by the looks of it. And Zindan really trying to just find farm right now. He's still only level 3. Doesn't have much of a jungle to go back to here, Kret, overall. And right now, Exposed Secrets in a good position. Even, you know, Rom in this duo lane now on the Hunters has an advantage because he picked up that kill. So hit level 5 a little bit earlier than Apollo did, who's about to ding it after that wave.
Yeah, Frostiak will finally recall after about 3.5 minutes of absolute destruction. He's going to get into combat boots, so a lot of extra damage there. Zindan still sitting on his starting build with a with an extra potion, or maybe just never got a chance to use it. But Frostiak still has a very distinct advantage in this game, and he's going to look to flex his muscles for about another 4 minutes before there's a chance that he'll even start to fall off.
Well, we'll see Frostiak if he can do that, because it looks like he's roaming around, because he knows red buff's up, and he knows Zindan is behind, so he's going to start this red buff off. Now, they've not got to ward him. Prime's going to get caught out of position because of the ward coming around. Athena ult's coming in. They knew they were on the red buff. Zalia's here. He dives down. Frostiak tries to live. Gets a good death save to keep him alive for now. The Juke boots are real. Takes to the sky with a hovering death to survive, but the doves bring him down as he does. Meanwhile, the flip onto Prime puts him in trouble as Shadow Nightmare gets those ghosts connecting. Zindan still in the area looking to support. Not got his ultimate available. But the red buff, who did that go to? Did it actually go to Agilitas? It did, which was important for them to keep the XP lead, and they brought down Thanatos.
Yeah, Thanatos getting taken down by the DOT was absolutely vital. Otherwise, he would have been able to heal up with his hovering death, and that fight would have gone completely differently for Exposed Secrets. Granted, it was a 1-for-1, but Agilitas really had to pull out all the stops to make that happen. Huge rotations come out, and actually, Ataraxia just blew his ultimate, engaging onto blue buff, and then forced to reset it, yeah.
But he's low mana now, and if they look to invade it, I mean, Serket's going to come over here to help. She is level 5 now, going to start the blue buff off. He should be fine for now, but he has used that ultimate, like you said. So if there's any more engagements, he can't really get involved.
That said, you know, Frostiak is finally on, or rather, Zindan's finally on even items with Frostiak, at least for now. Granted, Dustle Star over Bumba's Mask is going to be better in those fights, but it's not until Frostiak finishes those Warrior Tabi, or potentially Ninja Tabi if he plans on going CDR, in roughly the next minute, that he's going to be stronger than his opposing jungler once again, at least in terms of items. In terms of levels and the power of the character right now, he's probably a little bit stronger, but with Last Breath online for Zindan, this might be a chance for Serket to really start doing damage.
Oh, well, Frostiak is going to meet Prime in the jungle right now at the mid camps on the right hand side. Death side does connect, but just going to heal that one up and wait for these mid camps to spawn. Athena in support. Frostiak's going to watch his positioning here. Taunt not going to connect. Uses Hovering Death. The Cataclysm in from Dazer, and the re-engage onto Kanye Laugh, but he uses the ultimate onto Zindan on the backside. Ghosts are applied, as is the card to slow them down. Can they pick up a kill from this? Don't think he's got Exorcism right now. Right camp's still alive. Left camp's still up as well.
Gold Fury, maybe.
I don't know. They're going to go for that. Meanwhile, right inside, you can see Comfrey fighting with Zalia once again. Zalia having an okay matchup. Left-hand camps do go to Exposed Secrets, and there you're right. You've called it. Gold Fury's going to start.
Yeah, and that is just a textbook Gold Fury play. What it is you send 2 players back to base, and you're like, all right, this is good enough. We can take this. But Searing Pain from Raw is going to be pretty good at confirming. It's all up to Pretty Prime. He's going to snipe. Will not quite find the kill or the Gold Fury, but Shadow Nightmare and Frostiak very low. Ataraxia is going to go up into the chopper. Can he make anything happen?
What's he going to look for? He's got options. He's going to go for Shadow Nightmare. That's going to the target. He's not going to find the connection. The shield comes out. With Astral Barrage being used from the sky from Rom, he's going to buy him some time. But the Cobra's Kiss connects from Zindan. Turns him around into Atraxia. And so it's a 1 death for a Gold Fury. Exposed Secrets will be happy with that, but they're going to lose the red buff as well.
Yeah, red buff getting taken away at the very least is something in favor of Agilitas, so they're able to return some gold to them on top of that kill on the Schulte on the ROM. But it's still a very substantial lead, and with Pretty Prime going down to Frostiak, just taking the Death Side Soul Reap there, it's going to turn right back around a little bit.
That turn around again. That definitely goes in favor of Exposed Secrets again. Level 9 on Frostiak now. Meanwhile, Zalia at level 10 in the solo lane, still trading with Comfrey backwards and forwards. That fight's going to go on a long time. I don't see anyone falling again. Although Zalia did pick up that early kill against Comfrey, so Comfrey's just going to watch his positioning now. Just see Zalia going aggressive again, putting the pressure on and just backing away.
And I want to mention just how strong Mark of the Vanguard is in this specific situation, right? Birds are a DOT, so instead of reducing 5 damage from a single hit, it's going to be roughly 30 damage off the top of that ability for just 800 gold. That's incredible. in terms of getting your money's worth. You will be going into a silver breastplate, so that's not going to directly work against Confrey on the Aphrodite, which tells you just how confident Zalia is.
Yeah, but he's scared of the Thanatos. That's the thing he's going to be careful of, and I guess that's what it's for. Left-hand side, a Taraxi's being chased onto here. Going to be fine for the time being, though, as he jumps away. 6-2 right now. Gold Fury down. Gold lead 3,000 for Exposed Secrets. Experience just over 3.5k as well. Exposed Secrets are in control of this one, but at the time being, Agilitas is slowly stopping this bleed to an extent, Crack.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to slow down Exposed Secrets, but they're already down a substantial amount, and it might be enough to carry the mid game and the late game. That said,
right hand side.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a potential gank.
Oh,
no, potential invade. No, it looks like Exposed Secrets can't find it.
Cardi said, I get they knew at the same time the red buff was available, so it was a bit dangerous if they decided to go in on that engagement. The Zalia managed to find the charge prey on that side. Speed buff comes up for Frostiak, though. He's going to take that one away. Zinder looking mid, though. Can he find someone on Shadow Nightmare? That's the question. Or is he just here to soak up experience? It looks like that's what he's trying to do as he gets the Cobra's Kiss, though. Looking for a bit of damage back, but now Daze is here as well. Sorry, Daze is here as well. Going to use the knock up in the shield onto Shadow Nightmare, and that Cobra's Kiss comes to nothing for the time being.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering why there wasn't Last Breath used. I mean, the snipe was available from Pretty Prime, and I kind of want to think it would have been a kill, but in the end, with the rotation coming out from Gab, might have been the better part of Valor not to go for that one. Left mid camps will go cleanly to Exposed Secrets. Blue buff just barely goes to Ataraxia, but he might not be able to clean it up. I wouldn't be surprised to see Amdazer just stick around and say, yeah, you know, I'm not going to let you pick this one up.
Yeah,
I'm going to force it to
despawn. Do exactly that. He's trying to make sure he's kept away from this. They can't pick that one up. Prime's even rotating it over here to keep them busy and trying to actually pick up that blue buff, give the position to allow them to. But at the same time, Apollo having to farm into his tower. Blue buff's going to run out soon. Maybe Kanye just picks it up for himself. He's probably a good idea. But at the moment, blue buff's still there. They're still risking it. Is Atraxia going to make it? He is. So he's going to work out fine for Agilitas for the time being. Still a big group in here, though.
Yeah, and you know, the idea from Frostiak was right, but Confrey snipped it out. If there's 4 members in the enemy team left, gank right, he went into the air, but Confrey was able to get under his tower at the right spot, heard the ultimate, and saw it on a ward, and then turned around a lot of damage with the Lovebirds into back-off combination. Frostiak will be able to heal up in the jungle, but it's going to slow him down at least a little bit.
Well, we look at the iron builds between the two hunters right now. With that heavy hammer start from Apollo, he has got his Death Gauntlets online now. At the same time, you can see Rom has also very similar. The only real difference between the two is the fact that he started heavy hammer and then went boots. Meanwhile, the Death's Toll is the big difference there.
And now the question is just how much is this heavy hammer going to help Ataraxia? I mean, perhaps it's just, okay, well, Rom can slow me with his auto attacks. I need a way to respond to that, so I'm going to slow him with mine. And I don't really hate that idea, but it's a big gold investment just to be able to do that.
It does apply the slow as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the slow in it as well. It's 25% movement speed reduction. It's also got more health on it and more physical power, technically. Although, you know, if you're going to go for the Devourer's Gauntlets anyway, as time goes on, then maybe that works out because you're going to get the lifesteal from them anyway if you're going to take that as the first item.
Oh, Shadow Nightmare could be caught. Nice ambush there. Pops the poison into Last Breath. That could be a mistake.
Snipe
The snipe's
missed.
not going to connect. And now Shadow Nightmare is going to get taken down by the burst from Pretty Prime, but Frostiak going up in the air. He could definitely find this. Looking for Pretty Prime. The cooldown's coming up just barely. Kanye Life.
The gunning down.
Beads.
Still alive, he's juking out, not going to find it as Rom comes in, now cackles him on the backside on Zinder's in trouble, ambushes in, looking to pick him up, but Frostiak turns and cleaves him, and cleaves the next one in Kanye Life, and with the Gold Fury alive, Cret, that's going to be another one going over to Exposed Secrets.
And, you know, I want to say there are 2 big things that result in that whole thing happening. Shadow Nightmare lived for slightly too long. Firstly, because Zindern popped his poison before going into the Last Breath ultimate, meaning it was 10% max health instead of 20. And secondly, the direction of Last Breath was not properly communicated, and the snipe missed. And that just can't happen. It might speak to a little bit of inexperience playing with this Surcat. Maybe not enough practice on the character.
I think it's more of a communication side of, you know, telling which direction you're going to go in, because you do throw back with the Last Breath away from you. And I think Zindan just threw it in the wrong direction. Prime wasn't prepared for that one. Otherwise, Shadow Nightmare was definitely dead earlier than that, if that was the case.
Well, there's still just the mechanical misplay of using the
again,
catalyst in the wrong
Cobra's
time,
Kiss
but
connects,
yeah.
Death Brain, Shadow Nightmare's in trouble again. Good talk coming out. Have they got the snipe? He jukes it just in time. But the damage from Kanye Life's going to be enough for the charge to actually pick that one up. But once again, Zindan starting to come online with this Circuit now and make the plays happen.
Yeah, a very mechanically intensive character, and you gotta just kind of play it right, make it happen, but only level 9. He's very far behind his opposing jungler, level 13 on Frostiak. Has to just try and find this farm, and, you know, maybe just leech a little bit more from the lanes. You can kind of leech for free if you just stealth in a lane when nobody's looking and just sit there.
That's true, good point. One of those things that we may see come online later on. But it's 10-4 right now. If Exposed Secrets 2 Gold Furies up, it's going to give them just under a 5,000 gold lead. Experience lead of just over 6,000. Mid-camps on the right-hand side coming up soon, I expect. Pretty Prime's going to take those ones away before anything happens. And looking at the solo lane right now, it's just going to be a farm fest. But Prime's ignored these mid-camps, and it looks like he's going for a gank. They're going for a 3-man rotation on Azalea here, Cret.
Yeah, and this could be big, but they have to somehow control him once he gets out of the water. That's going to be the top that they need. Celestial Beam connects, dash away, but
Hovering
Prime
death.
to chase. And that's Thanatos coming down onto Pretty Prime. Absolutely destroyed. Beautiful turnaround. Zaylee just too hard to connect onto. Zindern will be able to jump away, but will he get far enough? Yeah, he will.
Get far enough indeed, but for the timing, that was a free kill for a big rotation coming out from Agilitas. Didn't make anything happen from it, and it was Frostiak that cleans up and actually picks up the kill for that. He's going to soak up some experience for himself in the right-hand lane now, as mid gets pressured now that Prime goes down after that engagement, and you can see Shadow Nightmare's going to get a bit of free farm. Left-hand side, though, Susley on that Ram, going to just continue pushing in this wave.
I think it's Schultze, but I'm not sure.
Is it Schultze?
I think
Maybe.
so. Could
Let's
be.
just call
Could
him
be
Susie.
anything.
Let's just call him
Honestly,
Susie. Susie
the
sounds
first time
good.
I saw Moex, I was just so confused. But
By the name,
anyway, this ROM is doing fairly well up against
the boxing.
Ataraxia. We see the duel come out, but doesn't find the auto attacks that he needs. And, you know, using that pick-me-up and not hitting those is really unfortunate because that could have been a lot of damage.
Yeah, surprising because, you know, when you do use those arrows with your one ability, it does widen the arch of your auto attack. So you expect to trade a little bit better overall, especially against Ataraxia, who, with that skin as well, people have been complaining that it's a bit difficult to land some of those auto attacks with because of the new animations with it. It's still the same sort of ranges, it's just odd. But now Dazer in mid needs to watch his position and use the rollout to back away. Starting to position around the mid camps already. Still a few more seconds on these mid camps, but now Frostiak turns up and everybody backs out. This level 15 man beast in the jungle right now will bring anyone down.
Yeah, and this is just one of those situations where you're saying to your team, all right, he'll fall off eventually, right, guys? Right?
Right, guys?
Please?
Right? Please? He's going to stop doing so much damage.
But the transition into a more tanky build with this armored cloak into a Hide of the Urchin could be very, very big for Frostiak. Granted, he does need to get 10 assists or kills to stack it up, and we haven't really seen one team get close to that until absolutely late into the game, at least so far today. I don't think this is going to be one of those matches where Frostiak's going to be able to do that super quickly.
Kanye could be in a bit of trouble here, trying to juke out Frostiak overall. Does miss the death scythe though, so that's going to be a disengage. But you can see Exposed Secrets here, Kreta looking to fight. Frostiak is big. They're really looking for a big fight, and they're trying to find the speed buff for something available. Left-hand side though, Zindan's going to come around the back, and Apollo is in a decent enough HP pool to try and do something. Zindan not going to get spotted by Ram. Cobra's Kiss, Deathbane actually doesn't connect with all the damage. Last Breath does, but the shield is going to allow him to get out of it for the most part. He's going to take to the sky the Astral Barrage. Good Cataclysm. Can he return the damage? He misses the second and the third shot. Rolls away. How long can he roll for? That's the question, because Zindan's taking a lot of poke there. Meanwhile, right inside, Frostiak picks up a kill on Comfrey. As we still look at the left-hand side, it looks like Shadow Nightmare wants to continue.
Yeah, Shadow Nightmare's going deep, but Pretty Prime is here. Dazer gets taunted out. Will get a nice shield, but not nice enough. Shadow Nightmare mezzed out just in time to stop the follow-up. And in the end, it's going to be a global one-for-one trade. But Apollo's coming in from the air, Hinderman, and they're looking to re-engage.
Yeah, here he comes gunning down onto Rom. Rom's in trouble, but Shadow Nightmare's worse off as Zindan dunks down with the ambush. And now they're looking to chase on. But in the midst of all that, Cret, that was a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Agilitas. However, they lost 2 towers across the map.
Yes, they did, and it was one tower in the left-hand lane, one in the right. Thanatos able to get a hovering death gank onto Confrey, who nearly killed Zalia, just escaping with about 100 health on that Sobek. So maybe just one or two more auto attacks would have made the difference. And Frostiak then in an empty lane with creeps, able to take the tower relatively quickly, as he does have boatloads of plan, especially with that Scent of Death ability on his 2.
Well, a little bit of a slowdown in terms of experience and gold gain for Exposed Secrets, but they're still gaining slowly. 6,000 gold now to Exposed Secrets, experience lead of 8.8k right now. And these fights just slowly keep going in Exposed Secrets' favor, even if Agilitas are the ones engaging it.
Yeah, and Exposed Secrets is looking up in this game. They've got 6,500 gold in their favor, 9,000 experience, and that's exactly what you want Thanatos to give you. And the team fight for them isn't particularly bad. They've got a Jean Kui on Shadow Nightmare. Schultze's looking pretty good on that ROM, but in the middle lane, Shadow Nightmare not looking too good here. Gonna try and get aggressive. The snipe comes through, will not connect, and now it's a pull.
Oh, good charge,
Solo back
Bray.
with the peel.
That was an important peel coming out from him. There's a tail whip to disengage further. Shadow Nightmare going to be fine for the time being. But it looks like Agilitas want to continue this on. It looks like they were heading over towards the golf here, but Rom's trading with Apollo here. He's not looked at his backside though. He's got 2 members behind him. The shield's on him as well. Can he take out Attraction in time? He's going to back roll away. He's looking for the Astral Barrage. Misses the first. Actually lands on Prime by mistake. And then the Cataclysm coming out from Geb's going to secure the last shot. Ataraxia goes down to the Astral Barrage. It cost 2 ultimates to do it, but now the Golf Fury is not available. What are they going to look for? Is it going to be the mid tower? It looks like that could be the call.
Yeah, it would be a really good call here, but I just want to talk about this Solo Beck build really quick and how great it is. Solo Beck has decent stats, so he's just going to try and tank up with a little bit of protections. With that cooldown reduction, his peel comes up much quicker, and Voidstone's going to help out his team a lot, but hold that thought, as Frostiak could be caught out here. Kanye Life not going to get in range, will instead taunt onto Zalia, but he's going to be able to get away.
Well, Hovering Death.
And then
Hovering Death.
No, they want the fight.
Foster beads. Is he going to find the Cypher? He's not going to find it. Comfrey's going to rotate round, try and get some damage off the back of the Dusk Knight. But Zalia comes up big and gets a double kill on Solo Beck on the backside. You can see Zinder running for his life, but the slows applying huge damage from the Rom. Rom uses the beads preemptively, not going to be able to find Zindern. But now all members of Exposed Secrets still alive after that fight once again.
Yeah, Exposed Secrets is looking really strong in this game, and Shadow Nightmare's going to be able to return to base at the perfect time. Probably going into a Gem of Isolation Jean Kui. No Ethereal Staff, so he needs to tank up a little bit. It's way too late for a Warlock Sash. He's going to go for Ethereal. For those who don't know, Ethereal Staff is literally Warlock Sash without stacking. You get about 20 to 30 less magic power overall. It costs 50 gold more, but it's the same health, 100 less mana, and you don't have to spend 8 minutes stacking, which is how long it takes if you're perfect.
Yeah, and obviously if you're perfect as well. I mean, he takes into account the fact that it's going to take a long time to get that much time to do it, especially as a third item as well. You know, being able to pick up something as equivalent as a Warlock Sash so late in the game is kind of worthwhile.
Yeah. So Shadow Nightmare not really having the best game here. He has been 3 of the 6 deaths on his team, but it's fine because he's still Jean Kui. He can still get those protections going, and with a Geb shield and a Sobek to kind of create peel and just create a little bit of space around him, you know, keep Circuit close but not too close, Shadow Nightmare could still do a lot of damage for his team, and he's certainly hit sitting very high. Only Zalia's done more damage so far, and let's be honest, that solo lane against a healer, you just pad those stats all day long.
Well, I mean, 3 members of Exposed Secrets level 19 right now. The closest all mid lane. A lot of damage from Shadow Nightmare. Actually forces the Ghost and the ultimate out of Athena onto Zindern there, who got cut to half health. Frostiak, though, might find out Comfrey in a bit of a bad spot on this side. The Silence going to connect. Not going to find the Death Scythe. The Cataclysm's already used. The back off. The Doves are buying him time. But now Zalia turns up to the fight, as does the rest. Good taunt into 3. Big snipe comes out, but not low enough to drop anyone down. It's double Guardians that took the most of that damage, and they're still going to be alive for the time. And Zindern looking for more, though, as Hovering Death comes out.
Yeah, and he's going to find a kill onto Zinder, and Ataraxia now in a lot of trouble. Horrible position, taken down by the Astro Riders for that Snow. Confrey going to get cleaned up by Schultze, and with Sobek in the mix, Zalia is going to be able to find another kill. Astro Barrage looking to snipe onto Pretty Prime, and now it's just the Scent of Death giving chase. Can Frostiak find anything? No, he will not, but the tower, the inner tower on the right-hand side is going to go down, and likely the Fire Giant with it. A little bit low health on the Guardians, but they're Guardians. They'll be fine.
They are Guardians indeed, and they'll be able to sustain up a little bit with the Sickening Strike coming out from him as well. So we'll see what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to do it only Pretty Prime alive. I don't think he can even consider contesting this. He doesn't have his ultimate available just yet, and it looks like he's just going to continue from the right side. Great play from Exposed Secrets overall. They engaged, they disengaged, re-engaged one more time, got a Fire Giant, and 4 kills in a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they needed to do, and honestly, everything is looking good for them at this point in the game. Sobek is so tanky. He's able to do a really respectable amount of damage. Granted, he only has 190 magic power plus the passive from Ethereal Staff. It's probably about 250, and his scalings aren't particularly good, but it doesn't matter because he's always in there. He's doing the damage, and he's able to get so much off based on uptime, not damage per ability.
Well, Zindan having to run away as the team try and chase him down again. And Zindan still only level 14, and that's all down to the start of this game, isn't it? When Frosty had got that first blood on him right at the early stages, it just put them into a bit of a bad spot, and he's been trying to play catch-up the whole game. But now with the Fire Giant and Exposed Secrets, they're going to backdoor this tier 2 tower with 2 Guardians here. They can juggle the aggro quite happily.
Yeah, they definitely can, and Schultz is going to be doing a lot of damage to this tower, as is Frostiak if he's able to get in there with that Titan's Bane, but he has to be able to position for it, and that's certainly easier said than done. Kanye Life is going to find Taunt on it too. Frostiak uses the beads there, finds a nice death save onto Zindern, literally taking half his health. The demons are going to come out. They will force Agilitas in their fountain, and that's going to be enough to take the Phoenix, but Dazer's very low, and I don't think they'll be able to get more, which is fine. They got the most important Phoenix down, the left Phoenix, furthest from the Fire Giant, and now Agilitas, they want to fight. Nice taunt, but can this turn around? Searing Pain comes through. Kanye Life is absolutely destroyed. Frostiak up in the air. Zalia is very low on health. That's going to be the kill that they need. Zindern, now the sole remaining member of his team, aside from Confrey, who isn't going to be able to do that much.
And now it looks like going to be GG. I agree with the GG surrender there. They couldn't come back after that engagement. They tried to make a play just at the end there, guys, especially when you saw Exposed Secrets going for the Gold Fury and with Geb being low, but great play from Exposed Secrets overall coming out here in that game. And Agilitas' game plan of playing Circuit, I mean, I guess they just didn't expect Thanatos.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing I want to touch on is Exposed Secret's strategy up against Zindern on that Circuit was very simple. We don't know what you're going to do. It's probably scary, so we're not going to let you do it at all. Replay coming up, and it's going to be a triple kill coming out from Exposed Secrets.
Yeah, it's the end of the game there where we saw that engagement coming out. Athena goes in deep, gets a good taunt off into that fight. Good raw connection with the beam coming out, but then the cleanup crew turns round, and with the level advantage cret there, you can just see them slowly decimate the Hovering Death, and the backside comes down as well as the triple kill goes over, and then that forces the surrender vote out of them as well as Comfrey slowly jumped away, realizing there wasn't going to be anything else to talk about there. But that was only game 2, and now that we've seen all 4 teams here, Cret, who you fancying?
Exposed Secrets looked very strong, and you know, I think there's Agilitas trying to pull out the weird niche strategies with the heavy hammer on Apollo and Circuit for a first time in competitive play, and then Exposed Secrets has weird strategies as well with the solo back and the Thanatos, but it feels like they understand what they're doing a little bit more.
I agree. I think though heavy hammer does. I'm going to have to look into that build a little bit more. It seemed to work okay, honestly. At the start of the game, the health he got from it as well, and the slows, and, you know, it does play into, you know, later game. It's better than a Death's Toll towards the mid-game if you think about it.
Sure. And, you know, the other thing is part of Rom, what makes him so strong is he doesn't play fair in a boxing match because he slows you, and it makes it easier to hit those abilities and those auto attacks. So why not do the same thing? Get an item that effectively gives you astral arrows, or at least the slowing portion of them. You don't get to shoot through walls. That would be a crazy, crazy item. But we're going to be heading into our next match, and it's going to be Agilitas up against Heroes and Zeros.
So both these teams are 0-0, right? So both lost 1 game each. So this one's going to be very important for both these 2 teams going into this one, guys. We'll be right back as soon as the guys are into the picks and ban stages.